had to bust out the calculator for this video. Hey guys, what's up? It's TJ. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello, welcome. My name is Taylor Janet. I am a junior economics major at Spelman College. As you can tell from the title, today we are going to be talking about budgeting, another college advice video, because you guys have really been seeming to like them. So I'm really happy that you guys like them. I'm really happy to film them. You guys know I love talking about college and prepping you guys for college. This video is a little bit special from my other college advice videos because this is a part of a big collab. This is the HBCU College YouTuber Collab 2019, where myself and a bunch of your other favorite HBCU YouTubers have come together. We've created a whole month filled with college advice topics that are going to help you out. So we started this collab August 1st, and we're going to go through the rest of the month every single day. I'm going to link the playlist down below so you can check out everybody's videos, and you can stay tuned because every single day you'll get a new topic of a bunch of advice. All of the topics are super awesome, so stay on the lookout for that. As you can tell from the title, today I'm going to be talking about budgeting in college, budgeting for beginner, being bougie on a budget, saving your coins. Yeah! If I eat this ice cream while I film, does that count as a mukbang? It's technically not ice cream. It's the Talenti dairy-free sorbetto, and this is the mango flavor. It's great. It tastes like Rita's Italian Ice if you guys have ever had Rita's. It's vegan, and it's a great alternative to people who cannot have dairy. So let's get started. I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time. I actually found, where'd it go? Ooh. This is actually my notebook from sophomore year, and towards the beginning, maybe September, so literally almost a year ago, I basically wrote out everything I want to say. I've been wanting to film this video forever, and I waited. I don't know why I waited, I just did, and so now I'm really happy to finally film this for you guys. So budgeting is a very complex, intricate process, you guys, and there's a lot of layers. It's like an onion. But this video is specifically geared towards college students, okay? Budgeting number one, this is kind of a disclaimer, but also kind of like a way of life. Everybody has a different budget. Like, everyone's budget is different. Every single person's gonna have a different financial situation than you, which means you might have different priorities. So, you know, if your best friend is like a multi-millionaire and she goes out and buys a Cartier love bracelet or a new car, like, don't think that you're supposed to do what they're doing. Like, your budget is personal. You gotta stay in your own lane. Everybody has to stay in their own lane. So what you shouldn't do is try to like match your budget to anyone else's, because your budget is purely a you thing. You don't have to share your budget with anybody because it's personal. It's private. Okay? You need to do what works best for you. It is literally thundering and lightning outside. So if you can hear that, sorry. So freshman year, I didn't really have a budget. I just kind of spent money, and then I like wouldn't have money, and then I'd be broke. And then I'd get money again, and then I just kind of winged it. There was no method to my madness. I just spent money. My sophomore year was a little bit different. I was kind of like, okay, you know, I'm getting a little older now. Maybe I should think about, you know, learning to budget. So I decided to get into budgeting my sophomore year, this past year, and I think it went pretty well. This was probably my most financially responsible year to date. Year 20 has been my most financially responsible year. So go me, yay Taylor. I'm gonna kind of share with you the things that I learned and things that I did. So if you want to get into budgeting, which I think you should, I think the best place to start is to track your spending. You can look at your bank statements online and look at your spending and see where most of your money is going. My number one expense in college is food, okay? I spent so much money on food, it wasn't even cute. I've said it in so many videos, but I did not eat in the calf at all freshman or sophomore year. I just didn't like the food, and so I spent a lot of my money eating out, ordering food. Ordering food is so expensive. Just buying food, like that's basically all I did. So for me, I noticed that most of my money was going towards food, but other people might have spent more money towards like buying outfits every single week. I really couldn't shop a lot. I didn't really shop for clothes at all during the school year because I was buying food. So for me, it was a give or take. I realized very quickly that I couldn't buy clothes and food, so I just spent money on food. So the first part of budgeting is income. As a college student, I like to define income as just all the money that's coming in. just all the money. So it doesn't matter like whether or not you have a job, but if your parents are giving you like money every week, that's your income, even though you're not really working for it, if that makes sense. The second step to budgeting is to know your expenses. So you need to start by putting your mandatory expenses first. So things like rent, if you're responsible for your tuition, things like that, the big important stuff, that goes first. Next thing you're gonna do is categorize your expenses. So I personally categorize mine in this order, but you can do what works for you because everyone's budget is different. I have food, shopping, self-care, going out, and subscription. So those are my 5 things. So food is pretty self-explanatory. I just told you guys most of my biggest expense is definitely food. Ordering Postmates, going out to eat, that is my big thing. I order food. Shopping, I don't really shop too much, but when I do, like, it's an expense. So example, homecoming, I definitely buy new clothes, I pop out. Or my birthday, same thing, I buy outfits. Like, those are kind of like the only times I shop. But yeah, that's money, so you have to write it down. Self-care takes so many different shapes and forms. If you get your nails done, get a wax, get your hair done, you know, get your lashes done. All of that stuff I count as self-care. I don't do all of that like every month. You kind of have to pick and choose unless you're rich, you know. So I personally, for my budget, I don't get all of those things done all the time, like getting my hair done, my lashes done, my nails done. But one thing I consistently do is get my nails done, mani-pedi, because that's like my form of self-care. Some months I might not get my nails done, but I'll go get a massage, something just to unwind. That's my thing. I really love self-care. Self-care is important. I definitely like to have money for that. For me, going out is like just little fun hangouts with friends. So like if me and my friends want to go to the movies or me and my friends want to go see a show, that's what I mean by going out. Going out for me is just like if you and your friends decide to go to the movies, that ticket, those concessions, those all go into my going out category of expenses. Or if you go out with a friend for coffee, that coffee is like $4 or $5 that goes in that expense. Last expense for me is subscriptions. Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, Disco, PicMonkey, all these random monthly expenses. Make sure you're writing them down and adding them up. Because honestly, if you don't need it, you could save so much money if you can avoid it. Avoid monthly subscriptions if you can. I used to have so many more. I used to get like the BoxyCharm boxes, and that was like $20 a month. And honestly, do I even need the makeup? Do I even wear that much makeup to like spend $20 a month? No. So I cut that out because I ended up saving a lot of money. So after you figure out what all of your expenses are, you need to start thinking about savings. I break up my savings into 2 categories, short-term and long-term. I feel like almost everyone does that. For me, as a college student, short-term savings is like homecoming, for example. When homecoming comes around, homecoming is expensive. It is expensive. That's when you get your hair done, your lashes done. You have to buy tickets for all the events. You buy outfits for all the events. I know that I'm going to be dropping coins for homecoming. So I start putting that off to the side like now. Or if you want to go to a trip for spring break with your friends, that's short-term savings. Or if you know you really want a new bag and you really want that bag, you want that purse, you've been wanting it for a while, short-term savings. For me, long-term savings just is like the future. Whether you want a new car or saving money for your first house, it's never a bad idea to start saving now. So now that we've talked about those 3 things, income, expenses, and savings, let's bring them all together. So you have your monthly income. Let's just for this example say it's $500. Maybe more, might be less, I don't know. Let's say your monthly income is $500. A rule that I like to follow is the 80-20 rule. Meaning I will spend 80% of my money, but 20% of that money I will save. I had to bust out the calculator for this video. Who knew we were gonna do quick math? 80% of $500 is $400. So now you have your $400 for the month to do what you need to do. So you're gonna take that extra $100 and push it off to the side. You're gonna put it in your short-term or long-term saving or both, you know, break it up. And you're gonna save it for later because you're gonna need it later, I promise. Then that $400 that you still have is your spending money, and that's when it's really important to know your expenses. So obviously you put your important expenses first. If you have rent, if you have bills, tuition, all that comes first. Let's say you don't have to pay your tuition or your rent, but then let's say you spend maybe $40 a month on your subscription services like Netflix, Hulu, gym membership, all that. So let's just say we have our $40 a month. So we're gonna do minus 40. We now have $360 remaining. Because I just took the $40 for subscriptions, that category of expenses I've already covered. So I'm just gonna divide $360 by 4 to cover the remaining 4 expense categories. Going out, food, shopping, and self-care. Just to cover those 4, I take my $360, I divide it by 4, and I'm left with $90 remaining. So that means for the month you have $90 to go eat. You have $90 to go shopping, $90 to go out, $90 for self-care. So that's basically how it works. Now, if you end up eating more than $90 worth of food, you need to cut back in other categories. So if you maybe go out to eat, you don't get the deluxe pedicure, you get the express pedicure. You know, find ways to cut corners in one category to push it to another category, but that's basically how I do my budget. Alrighty, you guys, that is my budgeting 101. I hope you found it helpful. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And don't forget to check out the other videos in the collab too, because they're awesome. Bye guys, and I'll see you in the next video.